interview at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. There were heads of state and CEOs of the world's top corporations, but no one attracted more attention or was more sought after than Angelina Jolie, who was there as a United Nations Goodwill ambassador for refugees. She sat down and spoke with Cynthia McFadden, co-anchor of ABC's Nightline, and Cynthia joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning, Diane. Angelina has served as a UN ambassador for 4 years. She came to Davos to talk about human rights, refugees, and her concerns about the world's most vulnerable children. You have been very concerned about and given a lot of money to the issue of children who come to the U.S. seeking asylum, who come without parents, and explain what drew your attention.
I met this young woman who was locked in a cell, and she was clearly trafficked in. She was a very pretty young thing on her own, and she didn't speak the language that any of the guards spoke, that anybody there spoke, that the judges spoke. And I found out that not only do they not have translators, but they're not given lawyers. If you really want to find the people who are real refugees who've come from something really serious and they really need our help, you have to at least be able to understand them and talk to them. So I was just shocked that our country didn't do that for these children.
Am I correct in understanding that you've given $500,000 to help?
I did, yeah, to coordinate the lawyers. And it's best money I've ever spent. It's great.
You've given an enormous amount of money to charity. A third of your salary?
Well, I make a very good living doing something I love, and I don't think I'd be comfortable with what I have if I didn't. I couldn't sleep at night if I didn't. So partly it's that, but it's also what a car in Los Angeles can buy 3 schools in Cambodia. And so you start to, once you understand that it's quite easy to.
But I'm going to ask you about that. Is it your job as a movie star?
Yes.
And it is that. I mean, to show up, to look good, to walk the red carpet, Does it feel in conflict with your job as a Goodwill ambassador?
It's funny. It doesn't. And I thought when I first came back from the first kind of camp situation, I went to Darfur and Tanzania for 2 weeks, the first trip I made. And, just changed me, wrecked me. I was a different person. I came back. I talked to my mom for 3 hours from like an airplane phone, but I came back and I had to present something at an award ceremony 2 weeks later. And I was sure, I thought, I'm going to go and I'm just going to hate this. I'm just going to think everybody is false and shallow, and I don't want to go and get dressed up and anything. And I really did think that was going to be my attitude. And instead, this funny thing happened. I think I just became more sensitive to all people. And I ended up seeing all the people on the red carpet as, God, they must just spend hours trying to put themselves together. They just don't. They think that that's so important, and they're so nervous because they want to get an award tonight, and their kids are maybe watching. I just felt for everybody in the room.
Is there that part that would like to just chuck the Hollywood thing?
Yeah, lots of babies.
Well, you're working on that part.
Yeah, but I'd love to adopt just a bunch more kids, have a few, and just be traveling, be home. I'm not working the next few months, and I haven't worked much this year, and it's been really nice.
And yes, what everyone wants to know, but is too polite to ask, Brad Pitt was there, also attending the conference, and as you can see, he picked Angelina Jolie up after our interview, Diane.
And it's really impressive to see the two of them turn publicity into purpose and make it work for something else. But you say she knows about the fact that people show up for serious conferences, but why are they showing?
It was really funny. She was on a panel at a human rights forum, and one of the longtime human rights workers looked out into this audience packed to the rafters with people for the first time ever, and he said, I'm just so glad so many people care so deeply about human rights. No one laughed for harder or longer than Angelina Jolie. As you say, it's sort of a jujitsu punch of celebrity. She takes all that light being shined on her and tries to shine it on people who otherwise would have no attention at all.
That's right. As Brad Pitt said once, we can't get out of the publicity, and they can't get enough publicity, those who are suffering and vulnerable. Thank you.